Let's dive into this wild story where a billionaire wife was about to spend 500 million just to please him, only to overhear his mistress confessing her love in the room. Heartbroken, she thought he would just leave her. Her heart shattered, but suddenly, loud, brutal slaps echoed through the entire room. Chia Chiao took several heavy hits in a row, leaving her delicate face swollen and unrecognizable. I stepped onto the couch, pointed at her nose, and yelled to shut up about that damn kidney. You make it sound so easy. Want me to donate it? I have no problem with that, but you are losing ones too. Mine goes to him, and yours goes to the dogs. What do you say? Should we go now? Muchi Chowo clutched her red, swollen cheek, asking if I was crazy. And yeah, I absolutely am. Otherwise, why would I ever look at you? Luckily, I found the woman who opened my eyes. Look at her. My wife is way more beautiful and richer than you. I love her deeply, not you. What could I want from you? A gold digger. Besides, you claim to love my brother so much. Yet you won't even donate half a kidney. Guai stood outside the door completely tense, feeling her head spin in absolute confusion. Pay close attention here. Juan actually admitted he likes me, and he even called me his wife. Suddenly, that powerful businesswoman blushed completely, her heart racing as cold sweat broke out all over her body. Mu Chao Chao panicked, thinking he knew about her and Mingshu, but she quickly regained her composure, thinking he had no brains and was just acting out of childish jealousy. She softened her voice to persuade him. Do you doubt me? I already agreed to marry you. What more do you want? Stop this ridiculous drama right now. You hit me, but I will let it slide. However, Mingshu has been waiting for you at the hospital for too long. He will die of heartbreak if you don't save him. Come to the hospital, apologize, and sign the consent form. Much Xiao Chao boiled with rage inside, promising herself she would get revenge for those slaps the moment he signed. Looking down at her with utter contempt, I kicked Mu Chao Chao straight to the floor. Guards, beat her until she learns to listen. But before the bodyguards could even enter the room, the maid Wang Ma furiously lunged at Much Xiao Chao, unleashing a wild shower of punches and kicks, doing hard labor all year. Wang Ma had enough raw strength to take down a wild boar, since Mu Chao Chao was just a spoiled princess. She was no match. She squealed like a pig being slaughtered. An incredible wave of satisfaction washed over me, as if all my troubles had suddenly vanished. And look who enters right now. Beiju bursts through the door, surrounded by her bodyguards. She approached in deep worry, unable to understand my sudden change in attitude. Was it real or a facade? Her pain was so visible. Seeing this woman walk against the light filled me with deep guilt and regret. In my previous life, at this exact moment, she had caught me kissing Mu Chao Chao. Crying, she asked me why, but I insulted her, calling her useless for not bearing my child. Even in vitro fertilization failed you. Do you expect me to stay? Sign the divorce. I never want to see you again. Mu Chao Chao stood nearby, listening to everything as if it were the most shocking news in the world. She stared at Gubaijir in utter shock, then smirked. The supposedly perfect heiress turned out to be completely useless. Gubaijir turned out to be infertile, unable to conceive a child. She puffed out her chest with pure arrogance, her previous panic completely vanishing. Grabbing my arm, she said victoriously, "Since you are useless, let me satisfy Juan from now on." The always cold and powerful Guai was completely shattered in a single second. She never imagined I would weaponize her greatest insecurity, crushing her self-esteem. Soon, Beiju's secret spread everywhere. It even trended on the social network Weibo. Within a month, she looked emaciated, losing all her energy and confidence. She did not care about the ridicule of the entire world. She only feared being hurt by her own husband. Remembering that made it almost impossible to hold back my tears. Seeing Beiju again, I noticed a deep, undeserved sadness on her face. It was all my fault. I stepped down, ran to hug her tightly, telling her I was back. She tensed up and trembled slightly. She asked what was wrong, but I just held her. Keep watching. Let's watch together as she hugs him tight, feeling his warm chest and her racing heart. Remembering how she held his corpse in the past shatters his soul. Baiji in this life, I will never fail you. Mooch was beaten until she bled, with 3 broken ribs. She lay on the ground, desperately struggling to breathe. He let go of Baiji and stepped forward, but she stopped him quickly, pleading with her eyes not to come closer. He smiled at her tenderly, took her hand, and they walked together. Then he kicked Mooch, saying, "You are still alive. You have 9 lives. Do you not?" He asked coldly. "I will say it once more. Bai is my only wife. Do not even dream of making me donate a kidney to Lu Mingshu again. Now get out and go to sleep. Chase your desires in your own dreams." Then he ordered the security chief, "Remember this, from today on, dogs and Mooch are banned from entering." The security chief nodded respectfully, but his mother looked quite worried. "So does that mean the young lady cannot enter either?" Wow, she is a truly hopeless case of a hopeless romantic. A hopeless romantic is just another kind of dog. They kicked Mooch out while he smiled, watching his highly suspicious wife. Pay close attention here, because she suddenly lets go of his hand and walks upstairs with absolute determination. Why is she upset again? He quickly followed her to the bedroom, but Baiji's expression remained icy cold. The moment he entered, she handed him a card. "Here are the 500 million you wanted. Take it to your father. Regarding your older brother's situation, I have already sent someone to make contact. We can save him from the death penalty. But a few years in prison are unavoidable," she said, her eyes fixed on him. The pain in her eyes deepened, suppressing her torment. She said, "Be direct with me. Do you want more?" You know she will accept anything. There is no need to put on this massive show. He looked at her, a heavy ache of regret crushing his chest. He realized how deeply she had been hurt, even though he had truly changed. She simply could not trust him anymore. He took her hand and returned the card. "Honey, keep these 500 million for yourself." In fact, it is better if my father's company goes bankrupt, and do not get involved in my brother's mess. He committed a crime in broad daylight. If you cover for him and get caught, you and your company will suffer. I do not care about them at all anymore, so neither should you. I have finally opened my eyes to everything. You are the only person in this world who is truly good to me. I only want to build a happy life together. Can you still believe in me? Baiji's eyes trembled slightly, and her heart began to race once again. I know you and I are thinking the same thing. How could she trust his sincere eyes after so many past lies? Just days ago, he also cried, promising to treat her well, but immediately after, he asked for 500 million again. To Baiji, that amount was nothing. She would give it gladly. But he used fake affection to shatter all her trust. The moment she agreed, he would instantly turn back into the same cold man he always was, constantly avoiding her. Even when she tried to show affection, Baiji always felt incredibly insecure. She was a normal woman, but unfortunately, her body had a severe problem. She longed for a normal married life and wished for children. But physically, it was impossible for her. She had loved him in secret for 8 long years, protecting him from afar, never daring to ruin his life or approach him. That night at the hotel, they set a trap for him, but he ended up stumbling into Baiji's room by mistake. In that moment, her mind was completely clouded, and she could not resist the man she loved so deeply. They spent that night together, and she discovered he responded to her touch. She felt incredibly happy. She could not help but seek him out again and again, desperately wanting to melt into his arms. The next day, after the media published the scandalous news, he reluctantly agreed to marry Baiji just to save face, even though she provided proof of her innocence. He stubbornly refused to believe her. A woman who harbored a deep love for 8 years. Baiji unleashed her affection like a tide, giving everything just for a little warmth. But in return, she only received lies. He bit his lip, his eyes welling with tears. Darling, I will prove my sincerity. I will cut ties with them completely. From now on, only you exist. We will have many babies. Okay? Baiji laughed coldly, stepping back. You know very well that I cannot conceive. Why do you say this to hurt me? She swallowed hard, doubting his love. Would you and I feel that same fear in her place? Fearing that so much sweetness only hides a deadly poison. All right, you and I are diving straight into this passionate romance. I smiled gently at Baiji, took her hand, placed it on my waist, and whispered, let's try it. I know you can. Just like on our wedding night. I will prove my sincerity. And you should also show me a little of what you can do. Bai's mind completely shattered. The sudden rush of blood almost made her lose her sanity, making her pull her hand back and spin around. Are you trying to kill me? Jang Huan, do not cross the line. I just smiled, wrapping my arms around her slender waist from behind. Honey, won't you give me a chance to prove it? This makes me so sad. My hands caressed the curves of her waist, waking up every cell in her body. seeing she still wouldn't react. I said with fake disappointment that I understood. It seems my wife has no intention of forgiving me after all. I am so sorry, Miss Gu. I shouldn't bother you anymore. After saying those words, I let her go and turned around to leave. Suddenly, Baiji hugged me tightly from behind. Her breath was burning hot, and her entire body was trembling like hot coal. Who taught you these tricks to control me so well? Hearing her, I suddenly felt a bit guilty for playing like this. Now, pay attention here. She actually begs him to be direct before it's too late to turn back. You can ask me for anything, even my own life if you want. But please, do not play with my feelings like that. I turned around, wrapped my arms around her neck, and gently kissed her chin. I only want you. Bai Ji was breathing heavily as she dragged me to bed. Seriously, this 30-year-old virgin really knows how to drive someone crazy. That night at the hotel almost finished me, and on our wedding, drunk, I surrendered to her once more. This was the third time. When I woke up, it was already noon. My back ached, and my knees felt too weak to even stand straight. Bai was already gone, rubbing my aching waist. I went straight to the bathroom and stepped on the scale to weigh myself. I almost died of embarrassment when I saw I lost 1.5 kilograms in a single night. Does that even make sense? She is an absolute beast. After washing up and getting dressed, I left the bathroom and bumped right into Bai coming toward me. Her face, previously filled with deep worry, became as sweet as fresh spring water the moment she looked at me. She hugged me from behind, pressing tightly against me, and shyly caressed my face. Seeing I did not reject her, she sighed in relief. This proved last night was no dream. Bai got confident and lifted my chin, asking if I was already finished. I kept a serious face, so she challenged me to prove it before stepping forward and completely devouring my lips. Tell me you don't feel the tension. That passionate kiss completely filled the room with pure pheromones. Shortly after, she reluctantly pulled away to whisper that we both used the same toothpaste. Then why are Baiji's lips so much sweeter? She then placed my hands on her waist, hugging me and asking if I was tired. I blushed, but kept acting tough, saying not at all, and that I am incredibly strong. I gently pushed her away and asked why she wasn't working. Baiji suddenly felt a cold emptiness, losing my warmth. She buried herself in my chest again and hugged me. When you're the boss, you go when you want. Otherwise, you stay home with your husband. Hearing that, I sighed, thinking how unfair it is, since I am just a simple, hard-working employee. I am a grown man. You do not need to babysit me. She just hugged me even tighter, in a complaining tone. She confessed she feared returning and not finding me. Then she hid her face in my neck, rubbing gently. I got it instantly. She was terrified of me escaping again, which is why she wanted to stay and watch me closely. Guilt and pain washed over me again. I lifted her face and promised her I would never leave her again. I mean it. She nodded slightly. Though it was obvious, she still did not completely believe me. I took her by the neck and whispered something mischievous. Bai's face flushed instantly as she pushed me against the wall. Really? I will have to check that myself. While she explored, I let out a playful groan, with no intention of stopping her outburst. I watched the blush spread to her ears while holding her. I did not lie. Right, love. You have captured my heart. I truly like you. And that is why my body reacts so naturally to you. The body never lies. I proved my absolute sincerity, but in return, I had to experience her overwhelming energy once again. It was way too intense. I woke up again to the sound of my phone and saw that annoying Mu Xiaoqiao calling. I completely forgot to block her number because of how busy I have been since yesterday. I was going to hang up and block her directly, but suddenly I smirked and decided to answer. Are you still mad? She immediately complained. And that's where we leave things today. With this toxic ex still thinking he's just bitter. Truly wild, right? Pain. Come along with me to watch this drama unfold. Do you really think I care about your affection enough to donate my kidney? I coldly told Mu Xiaoxiao. Isn't that how it should be? I know you were just faking yesterday because she is rich, and your family needs her help again. That is why you treat me like this. But I do not blame you. Just return to my side and my promise stands. I will marry you. But the moment she finished speaking, those annoying, pathetic sobs started playing on the other end of the line again. It was that intolerable Lu Minshu. I rolled my eyes in absolute, pure disgust. Taking a deep breath, I resisted the urge to smash the phone. I really should have buried that useless guy alive yesterday. But that glorious day is coming soon. I will prepare a spectacular gift for this pathetic pair of cheating lovers. And for my dear parents and brother too. Just then, a weak voice pleaded on the line. Jiang Xuan, can you save me? Please. Without your kidney, I will work like a slave to pay you back for the favor later. We grew up together after all. Won't you help me? He sobbed miserably, while Mu Xiaoxiao held back her anger to comfort him. I chuckled. If you actually died, that would be wonderful. When should we schedule the funeral banquet? Given our history, do I not deserve a VIP table to celebrate? I burst out laughing after saying that. Mu Xiaoxiao snatched the phone away and shrieked. Jiang Xuan, you have gone mad. He is your best friend. This time, let us see who believes you. I think Gu Yi completely brainwashed you. You were never like this. Pay attention here, because I was not about to let her insult my beloved wife. The past is dead, so I sent her straight to hell. If you are so brave, come take me by force. If you lack the guts, shut up, you two deserve each other. A match made in heaven to grow old together in misery. I will say this one last time. I am already married to my wife. Yet you keep bothering me over and over. Do you know what that is? Acting like a cheap mistress. Got it, how dare you insult my wife? It seems those broken ribs taught you nothing. Why do you not take those bones and make some soup for your precious best friend? Open those dead fish eyes of yours and look closely. He is a beanpole who looks ready to blow away. crawling on the floor like a stick insect. Even ghosts would laugh at him. Dare to insult my wife one more time, and I will put your entire family in a true crime documentary. And annoying girls like you will never marry me. Get sterilized and save us the trouble. I hung up and blocked her immediately. So satisfying. Even if screaming at that lunatic was a waste of breath. Now I know what you are thinking. Is arguing like this really my style? No, I only did it because Gu Yi was eavesdropping. The more I insulted those two, the happier my wife would be. That little spy was probably jumping for joy right now. So I headed to the kitchen to whip up some instant noodles. Before even reaching the living room, a delicious, tempting aroma caught my attention. Turns out, Gu Yi was already cooking. In the past, I would eat anything she made, but I never dared take a bite when she spoke so coldly. What if I passed out after eating and she tortured me? I would rather smash my head against a wall than risk that. So I used to walk away, leaving a table of cold food. But now she looked cheerful, a soft smile on her lips. She definitely heard all my shouting, staring at her stunning silhouette. My mouth could not help but water. Suddenly, I summoned the system. Hey, what is my child quota in this world? A sharp electronic voice chimed in. It is 4 children. But do not worry. Host, our system is highly magical. The woman who carries your offspring will receive upgrades to her beauty and physique, never losing her incredible charm. I nodded in satisfaction, admiring my wife's gorgeous body. I licked my lips at those firm, perfect curves. Just looking at her made me want to pounce and devour her. Maybe my sigh was too loud, because she turned around, looking nervous. Are you awake? I am cooking. My past coldness and constant mocking had left her with deep emotional scars, making her constantly fear the worst whenever I spoke to her. I walked over and gently hugged her from behind, whispering that I could smell this delicious food from downstairs, right on cue. My stomach growled loudly, making her laugh. Her beauty was unreal, and this moment felt incredibly magical. Starting a family with such a divine woman is truly a dream come true. Gu Yi parted her lips with sweaty palms, trying to stay calm as she gently tilted my chin up. She tried to kiss me shyly. Smiling, I cupped her cheeks and pressed a sweet kiss to her soft lips. I told her something that made her beam. Kiss me anytime. I am your husband. Trust me, you and I cannot wait to see what happens next. Come along with me for this beautiful story. She gave me another tender, worried kiss. But just as I was about to speak, the phone rang. She pulled out her phone to check. It was a call from a business partner, but her screen showed a baby's smiling face, acting completely natural. I took the ladle from her hand and gave her a gentle smack, telling her, now watch the food, while she answered. Instantly, Gu Bai's gorgeous face turned completely red with embarrassment. So cute. Do her employees have any idea that their fierce female chief executive officer blushes like this? I highly doubt it. She nervously stepped out to answer. Later, while eating, I had to ask out of sheer curiosity. Whose baby is that in your profile picture? It is not your secret child, is it? Gubai almost choked on her food. She looked at me with a hint of sadness and confessed it was a photo of her as a baby. Zhang Huan. You know I cannot have children. I froze. How desperately did this woman want to be a mother if she could not even give birth? She had to look at her own baby pictures just to comfort herself. How heartbreaking. Truly successful people really think differently. Now pay attention here. I took her hand, promising we would try for a baby. She looked completely stunned and thoughtful. After a long silence, she asked if I wanted her to try in vitro fertilization, which is incredibly painful. I do not want to go through that. I accepted my fate long ago. She said it calmly, but her eyes held a deep, obvious sadness. I squeezed her hand tighter. No, I mean having our own real child. A baby with your blood and genes. Wife, can you trust me? Her lips trembled slightly as she held back her tears and squeezed my hand back. Thank you, Zhang Huan, for wanting to marry me even though I am like this. She thought I was just trying to comfort her, feeling sad yet grateful. I sighed internally and decided not to push the subject for now. I could not confess that I have a fertility system. But once her belly starts to grow, Gubai will know I was not lying. I really want to see her face when sheer shock and overwhelming joy leave her completely speechless. It is going to be epic. But she does not realize that to any man. She would be the perfect wife. She is gorgeous, wealthy, loving, and spoils her husband with an unlimited black card. She handles millions effortlessly, is amazing in bed, and on top of that, cannot have children. For many, that is a dream come true. Though of course, with me by her side, we will build a beautiful family. I have to keep her by my side. I cannot let such a precious woman ever be single again. You won't believe this, but as I was lost in thought, I pricked myself on a shrimp shell and let out a painful groan. She frowned in a panic and instantly grabbed my hand to check on it. The skins on my finger was torn and bleeding. She dragged me straight to the sink to wash it, then rushed to grab gauze and bandages. I sighed, telling her she was overreacting. It was barely even bleeding. And how do you plan to peel shrimp with that hand? She glared at me before giving me a playful, gentle tap on the head. Do not touch them anymore. Do you hear me? I protested, saying I love shrimp. But she remained stubborn and bossy. She smiled and promised to peel them for me. So that is what she meant by banning me from touching them. Fair enough. She used to peel shrimp for me in the past too, except back then. I hated her with all my soul. I treated her food like garbage. Whenever she placed a peeled shrimp in my bowl, I threw it on the floor without even looking. If she dared to offer me another, I would slam my chopsticks down in anger and walk out immediately. Over time, she stopped trying, terrified of setting me off. Sitting back down, I lifted my bandaged finger and used the chopsticks awkwardly. She lowered her gaze and, using her long, elegant fingers, began peeling the shrimp with practiced skill. Soon she filled a small plate. I rested my chin in my hand, lazily stirring my rice with my chopsticks. She is so gorgeous. With such a beautiful wife by my side, food loses its flavor. I would rather eat her instead. Gubai blushed under my intense stare. Are you not going to eat the shrimp? I peeled them all. Come on, eat. I leaned in and planted a loud kiss on her cheek. The shrimp slipped onto the table as her fingers trembled slightly. She swallowed hard, trembling from the tension in the air. Jiang Huan, she whispered hoarsely, calling out my name so softly. I popped a cherry tomato into my mouth and leaned forward to cup her sweet face in my hands. The tomato brushed her lips and burst open as I bit down. Sweet and sour juice flowed, but nothing compared to her sweet mouth. Aunt Wang just got back from grocery shopping and witnessed the whole scene. She let out a happy sigh, grinning from ear to ear. What a beautiful ending you and I witnessed today. They are finally getting along. And the late madam must be celebrating from heaven. All right, you and I are looking at one of the most beautiful couples in the world. Aunt Wang's eyes sparkled with joy as she quietly slipped away, giving us some privacy. My job in this world is working at my father's company, but because I am his son, I do not earn a cent. That is right. I got absolutely no special treatment just for being the director's son. Instead, parents favored my brother and saw me as useless, dumping all the heavy work on me as his errand boy. I spent endless nights drafting business plans for my brother to sign, drinking with clients until my stomach literally bled. He took credit for the contracts. I took all the blame and abuse, while the profits went straight into his pocket. My family only bought cheap insurance for me, giving me food, just to steal my 3,500,000 salary for my brother. And they sugarcoated it with beautiful words. You do not lack food or clothing. Just ask us for whatever you want. Is that not enough? Before waking up from this script, I willingly played the fool, working myself to death for them. But not anymore. I do not even need the job. I would rather stay at Gubai's house, watching movies and going shopping. Now, here is where it gets interesting when my boss called to scream. I stood up to him, blocked him, and left. I was finally free of that greasy bald man and his terrible breath. I had just sent my resignation and stretched out. Right then, Aunt Wang knocked on my door. She looked like she had something incredibly urgent to tell me. I politely let her in, and she told me the mistress had called because she left an important file in the study. You know how she is. No one is ever allowed to enter her private office. Absolutely nobody else. But she specifically asked for you to find it. Her assistant is already on the way to pick it up. Could you please help us out with this? A strange familiarity hit me, because this happened exactly the same way before. Gubai asked me to give a file to her assistant in my past life, manipulated by Mu Xiaoxiao. I used that chance to sneak in and steal corporate secrets. I did exactly what she wanted. That caused absolute chaos in her company. I remember she did not come home for half a month, not even once. Meanwhile, I secretly slipped away to the hospital to donate a kidney to the guy I called my best friend. Let us think about this together. Did Gubai not suspect me? She knew I was not on her side. Yet she let me in. I froze for a split second, and then I nodded. I walked to the study, entered the code, and the door clicked open. Aunt Wang respectfully turned around without looking inside. I glanced inside the study, which was decorated in a very minimalist black and white European style. The thick carpet was incredibly soft, and at the back sat a massive desk with her computer and folders. Folders were perfectly arranged by size, looking just like the signal bars on a phone. A small smile escaped my lips. Meanwhile, at the office, Gubai stared tensely at her screen, watching my every move through the security camera. Even though she looked blank and calm, her hands were actually clenched tight into fists. She did not even feel the pain as her nails dug into her palms, keeping her lips pressed tight. She silently begged me not to crush her hope. She let me in, knowing Mu Xiaoxiao was pulling my strings to steal her trade secrets. She was absolutely terrified of that. If I betrayed her, she was ready to lose everything. She knew the danger, knowing she might fall into my trap again. But what other choice did she have? Did she have any alternative? No, absolutely none. She only had the painful courage to let herself drown. I quickly found the requested document and verified the title. That was definitely the one. Then I casually began flipping through the other files organized on the desk. Gubai's nerves stretched to their absolute limit. Finally, I picked up another highly confidential folder. She closed her eyes in deep agony. That was the multi-million-dollar project her company was preparing to launch. If that file leaked, the company would lose 1 billion yuan. Was I really going to betray her again? Deceive her again for Mu Xiaoxiao? Sacrificing everything? Gubai tried to stay composed as she took a sip of tea. Crack. She crushed the cup in her hand. The hot tea mixing with the blood dripping from her fingers. She was just about to turn off the screen. But as she caught my reflection on the monitor, her hand froze, seeing me write on a note. And trust me, you and I are just getting started. What is he doing? Come along with me as Gui zooms in the camera and finds 2 hearts pierced by an arrow. I stared at my masterpiece, smiling with pure satisfaction as I opened the folder and slipped that sticky note inside. Then, I immediately sealed the envelope and placed it right back where it belonged. I even tidied up Gui's desk a bit before grabbing the original documents and standing up to leave. From start to finish, I never once pulled out my phone to take a photo or even looked inside that folder. In fact, my fingers never even brushed a single page. It seemed he had zero interest in those classified secrets. Gui kept her exterior perfectly calm, but on the inside, her heart was in absolute chaos. Su Huaiyan had not betrayed her after all. He even drew hearts. Did he want to pierce her chest with love? Her man really loves her. Oh, Huaiyan, you touch me so much I could die. Bai felt her cold hands warm up. Her body began to thaw, warming up once again. Instantly, tears started streaming down her face without control. I walked out carrying the papers. The assistant was ready to leave the second he took them. Suddenly, Mother Wang came running over with a thermos in her arms. Sir, would you mind bringing this to the madam? This is the nourishing soup the old madam ordered for her. I usually bring it, but today, my whole body is just so sore, from head to toe. Absolutely everything is throbbing with pain. Could you take it? Sir, now pay attention. Because I saw right through her little play. Mother Wang just wanted to give Gui and me some private time to spark the romance. I smirked and gave her a knowing wink. Thank you, Mother Wang. She winked back, wishing me good luck. On the way, I leaned against the window, pretending to sleep while secretly chatting with my system. System, is she pregnant already? The system's childish electronic voice chirped. Host, you are far too impatient. You two just had your intimate night yesterday evening. I scratched my head, a bit embarrassed. You are right. But when she gives birth, will it hurt much? Of course not, host. We are a childbirth system. We will reduce the pain massively. It will feel like she is just removing a blackhead. Plus, after delivery, the system will help her recover, making your wife even more gorgeous and radiant than ever before, to secure her man's heart. I chuckled. If she only relied on looks to make me fall, I would not last long in this mission. I know what you're thinking, but real attraction is built on a deep connection of souls. For how many lifetimes can you actually hold someone's heart, using nothing but physical beauty to charm them? The system could not comprehend this. It simply tilted its head in utter confusion. They were just simple data lines interacting based on settings. Anything outside its programming, it simply would not understand. Just then, the car pulled up in front of a massive skyscraper. The assistant told me we had arrived. Do you want to head down to the garage? Or should I drop you off right here at the entrance? I looked up at the towering skyscraper and replied I would get off right here. The assistant nodded immediately. He opened the door. I grabbed the papers and calmly walked inside, well aware of the storm waiting for me. It was not lunchtime yet, so the main lobby was incredibly quiet. The receptionist, Hao Xiang, kept posing and adjusting his suit, knowing the beautiful female president would be in today. He thought he was superior, considering himself the most handsome and charming new employee around. He was absolutely sure he would charm the president and marry Mo into wealth. But just as he was proudly showing off his face, from the other side appeared a man so ridiculously handsome that it left him utterly speechless. Fine eyebrows, bright eyes, broad shoulders, and endless legs. His porcelain skin seemed to radiate a divine glow. With those seductive phoenix eyes, he only had to stand still to steal anyone's soul. His thin lips looked like dew-kissed petals. His collarbone was exquisitely sculpted, just like a masterpiece. He radiated the effortless aura of a boss who was both incredibly pure and dangerously sensual. He did not seem real, but rather a character straight out of a classical painting. Hao Xiang, who thought he was the ultimate king of this office, never imagined he would lose so pathetically to this man. He was incredibly handsome and captivating, without a single trace of vulgarity. Just one smile from him lit up everything. And let's face it, he completely outshined everyone around him. Seeing me approach, Hao Xiang went on high alert, politely asking, "Hello, how can I help you today? Come along with me for this absolutely wild story." Smiling politely, I asked where the CEO was while lightly waving my bag of soup. This instantly made Hao Xiang roll his eyes in disgust. He figured I was just another gold digger trying to charm the boss with cheap tricks. To him, the CEO was his territory. How dare anyone else get close? All around us. The staff started smirking and whispering. Good-looking guys chasing after the boss. There were at least 7 or 8 of them showing up every single day. Can they get any more unoriginal? Looking for the CEO. Do you happen to have an appointment? An appointment? I was completely speechless. Do I seriously need a scheduled appointment just to see my own wife? Of course not. Then I am afraid that is impossible. She is extremely busy and has no time. Hao Zheng thought with a cold, smug grin. He could easily dismiss 10 guys like me a day. Feeling his blatant hostility, my face immediately darkened. Her mother asked me to bring her some nourishing soups. Usually, Wang Ma does this. But she felt unwell today, so I came instead. So which floor is she on? Since it was my first time at Gu Baier's company, I had no clue where her office was. Now, pay attention here. If I did not want to surprise her, I would have just called Gu Baier instead of dealing with this guy. Hearing about Wang Ma, Hao Xiang knew there was an 80% chance I actually knew the family, so he did not dare reject me so bluntly. He rolled his eyes, thinking quickly, and instantly switched to a fake, overly flattering smile. Ah, I see. In that case, I am incredibly sorry. It seems I completely misunderstood the situation. Please, wait just a moment. I will call someone to take you up to the office. With that, he summoned a decent-looking woman in her early 30s. However, her expression was shamelessly flirtatious, and every single move she made felt incredibly exaggerated and fake. The second she saw Hao Xiang, her eyes lit up with excitement. Hao Xiang instructed Jiang Ji to guide me to the CEO. She eagerly agreed and led me over to the elevator. Hao Xiang grinned maliciously. This woman, Jiang Ji, was known as the most shameless, clout-chasing person in the entire company. His imagination immediately began running wild, assuming I was just some relative of Wang Ma, using her name to sneak close to the CEO. How delusional. Right as I stepped inside, the doors to the CEO's private elevator suddenly slid open. Gu Baier's face was completely frozen, but for once, she looked incredibly anxious and deeply worried. Look closely at this. She was desperately searching for someone. She walked straight to reception, making Hao Xiang's heart race with excitement. Was the boss actually coming down to see him? Without hesitating, Gu Baier asked directly about her husband. Wang Ma had called her that her husband was visiting the office to bring her some soup. This was the very first time he had ever visited her workplace, so she had to come down and greet him personally. Shang's face flushed red instantly, completely convinced she was referring to him. Spill it already. Where did he go? Do you mean the young master? Who else? Hao Shang felt like cold water was dumped on him. He wanted to cry but could not. His beautiful fantasy had just shattered completely. Inside the elevator, Zhang Ji stared me up and down, asking for my name, but I completely ignored her. Even so, she refused to give up, squeezing out a smile she thought was highly seductive. She kept asking question after question as more people entered, making the elevator quite crowded. She tried to lean into me, pretending to balance herself, but I smoothly dodged her every move. Seeing that I paid her absolutely no attention and remained totally unmoved by her obvious provocations, Jiang Jia started getting highly irritated and boldly demanded to know my exact relationship with the CEO. Being rich and handsome since childhood, I had been chased by many women, so I knew exactly what this gold digger wanted. Once we were alone in the elevator, I coldly replied that if she knew she was being bold, she should shut up. If you want to keep your job, keep your distance. Otherwise, you can hand in your resignation this very day. Jiangja went speechless at my harsh response. Her embarrassment quickly turned to pure rage, and she let out a cold laugh. Do you actually think I like you? Hate to break your little fantasy, but I would not even look your way. You are just the kind of guy who climbs the ladder using his body and that plastic-looking face. Are you not here just to seduce the CEO? Instead of getting angry, I laughed. And who else would I seduce? You, are you even worthy? Do you seriously think you are as gorgeous as you pretend to be? And that is where we leave it today. Guys, look in the mirror. You look like a cold legal contract wearing a wig. Besides, what kind of future could you even offer to make someone beg? Yet you dare speak to me so vulgarly. Go to human resources yourself and hand in your resignation. I never want to see your face in this company again. Zheng Ji bursts into a hysterical laugh. My friends, does this woman seriously think he is already married to the president? To the wealthy? Someone like you is nothing but a ridiculous, worthless toy with absolutely zero value. The fact that I am even willing to accept you is a favor. You really do not appreciate your luck. Now get down and beg me. Maybe then I will give you another chance. She was clearly lying, though. Better ask her grandfather for a chance. My system was literally screaming in my head that this woman was disgusting. Want me to purify your lungs later? Sharing the same air with her is sickening. We are so unlucky. I wanted to laugh, but held it in. Zhang Ji snapped at my calmness and reached out to grab me. Someone this handsome. Just one touch would be worth a lifetime to her. Since he refused to yield, she resorted to force. But when she tried touching me, I kicked her straight to the floor. Ding, the elevator doors slid open, revealing Gubaiji breathing heavily as if she had just run over. Seeing that I was safe and sound, she sighed with relief. I immediately wrapped my arms around her waist. My sweet wife, what are you doing down here? She smiled, asking why I did not tell her I was coming. I would have come to get you. I wanted to surprise you. You could literally feel our love in the air. I smiled and gave her nose a tender tap. Meanwhile, I glanced at the other woman, who had turned pale with absolute terror. Now pay close attention here, because it is payback time. I suddenly let out a heavy sigh and hung my head. Honey, what is wrong? Are you tired or is it too hot? She hated seeing me frown. So she asked, deeply worried. I shook my head, putting on a highly dramatic, sad pout. I feel like I am not good enough for you. You are gorgeous, wealthy, and amazing, while I am just a man who charms women using his body and face to get by. As I spoke, I caught a glimpse of Jiang Ji. She was so paralyzed with fear she could barely stand upright. Thick beads of cold sweat rolled down her forehead as her entire body trembled without stopping. She nearly wet herself. I decided to ham it up even more, asking how someone so insignificant could ever deserve her. I am only fit to be your little plaything. Maybe we should just get a divorce right now. Even Jiang Ji offered to take me in. Perhaps going with her is best. My acting was just so incredibly dramatic. I almost believed it myself. Meanwhile, Jiang Ji frantically waved her hands, trying to deny everything. No way, boss. I swear I never said that. But my wife was smart and instantly realized this woman had humiliated me. Plus, the moment the elevator doors opened, she was still sprawling flat on the floor. It was obvious she tried to touch Heian, and he kicked her away. My wife let out a chilling, icy laugh. And here is the best part, because she throws a punch that sends her flying. Touch her husband. Logic goes out the window. Threats are just cheap talk. What really matters is a solid blow. Jiang Ji groaned in pain, completely unable to stand. Gubaiji followed up with a ruthless flurry of kicks, launching her several meters away with a single strike. The woman spat blood and a few broken teeth. My wife turned to me and asked which hand tried to touch me. It was the right one. Instantly, my wife's sharp stiletto heel crushed Jiang Ji's hand with brutal force. The sound of cracking bones, mixing with her agonized screams, formed the most beautiful melody to my ears. Believe it or not, my wife was actually holding back. She had to act delicate since her beloved husband was watching. She walked back to my side, wrapped her arms around me, and buried her head deeply into my chest. Forgive me for letting that absolute trash bother you. I leaned close to Essek and whispered flirtatiously, not to sound like a snitch, but she is your employee. It is best if you deal with her. What is mine is yours. I will gladly handle this however you want. I will never let you suffer any injustice. I will give you a resolution that completely satisfies you. Her eyes overflowed with deep, genuine pain. She felt so incredibly guilty, she honestly wanted to slap herself. She preferred that I get mad at her, but I just smiled, called her the best wife, and kissed her lovingly. Her lips trembled slightly as she clung tightly to my waist, refusing to ever let me go. Just then, the assistant ran up to report everything. And trust me, this story is about to get so much better. Let's dive in and watch how Gubai's eyes darkened with pure rage while she rubbed her nose to contain her fury. She whispered she knew exactly how to handle it, and her assistant nodded, understanding her orders perfectly. Of course, handling them didn't mean ending their lives. Even a powerful female president has to respect the law. Those two idiots would be fired from the company immediately. No prison time. But they wouldn't escape million-dollar fines. Since Gubai's legal team was feared by absolutely everyone. Those lawyers could easily sue a rival just by using the cockroach in their house as an excuse. But that wasn't all. They were also getting blacklisted from the entire industry. No business under the powerful Gu family, their allies, or anyone seeking their favor would ever hire them again. It didn't matter if they graduated from prestigious Ivy League universities or held master's degrees or doctorates from the MIT. Aside from workers or doing food deliveries, pay close attention here, because she couldn't wait any longer. She dragged me into her office and pinned me against the wall. Looking up at me, she whispered in my ear that she missed me so much and truly longed for me. I wrapped my arms around her waist, enjoying her warmth while teasing her that we literally saw each other a few hours ago. Suddenly, this tough, serious President Gu let out a soft whimper of pure affection, hiding her face in my neck, showering me with sweet kisses, and playfully whispering that nothing else mattered. She was like a spoiled little puppy begging for attention, making me laugh from how much it tickled. I held her waist tightly and confessed that I missed her too, making her throat go completely dry. With a blush rushing to her face, she stared at my dreamy eyes, my lips and my perfect smile. Gubai swallowed hard and whispered, asking if I really wanted her, but I quickly covered her lips, blushing and embarrassed. I told her we shouldn't do this here, reminding her that we were still in her office. She bowed her head like a sad puppy, rested her chin on my shoulder, and agreed to my gentle rules. I asked if there was a restroom nearby. She pointed the way, and I slipped away to head inside quickly. She cleared her throat shyly, but suddenly, a loud shout from inside the bathroom caught her completely off guard. You won't believe what she saw when she opened that door. Her man was just sitting there, legs crossed, completely relaxed. I told her that the bathtub in her office was beautiful, but it was missing a little fish. I stood up, pulled her close by the waist, and whispered that what it actually needed was a gorgeous mermaid. Honestly, even though President Gu was over 30, her past illness left her incredibly innocent when it came to love. How could she resist such teasing? Shyly, she wrapped her delicate arms right back around my neck. It felt like a dream as she asked why I changed my mind. But I just smiled and said I wanted to now, tilting her beautiful face up. I pulled her close and playfully teased, asking if she was going to stop me. Leaning down, I kissed her passionately, realizing how blind my past self was, back when destiny was still manipulating me, letting go of a stunning woman with a slender frame, jaw-dropping curves, and legs that were 1.78 meters long. all to beg an ordinary, highly manipulative woman. Honestly, looking back at my past self right now makes me want to slap myself. The intensity of our kisses quickly escalated, moving the passion from the bathtub over to the bathroom sink. Everything spun completely out of control, and 2 hours later, I started to slightly regret my choices. Lying in her massive bed, my entire body was aching from head to toe. I wanted to blame her, but I started it. I wanted to make up for my past mistakes, get her pregnant soon, to give her a wonderful surprise, and complete my mission. And third, because I love her like crazy. I feel this incredibly familiar, deep connection with her, like we have known each other forever, even though I cannot remember why. Plus, I am captivated by her gorgeous figure, her unbelievable stamina, and the intense passion she shows when we are alone. She always cares about my feelings, being sweet and attentive, patiently holding back even when her face flushes bright red. She cannot bear to see me suffer even a tiny bit. Her face flushed with emotion is so beautiful that I can't look away. Seriously, how could anyone not love her? In the afternoon, seeing me wake up, she leaned in to gently stroke my hair and asked if I wanted to eat. And that's where we leave it today. Trust me, you and I both know this passionate romance is only just beginning. Let's dive into an incredible story where our male lead wakes up totally embarrassed, remembering everything that went down last night with his beloved. I quickly hid under the sheets, but she let out a mischievous giggle and leaned in to wrap me in an embrace, whispering in my ear. She teased that I was the one who started it, asking why my face was so red. Pulling down the blanket, she leaned in to kiss my hand gently, softly asking if I was still feeling tired. That made me even more embarrassed, so I buried myself in the blankets, curling up completely like a tiny caterpillar. Guai hugged me tight and, after some playful begging, managed to pull me out of the covers to patiently feed me bite by bite. She came from an incredibly wealthy family, a true heiress, born with a golden spoon in her mouth. A lady used to having everything done for her, yet taking care of me felt so natural to her, as if she had done it 1,000 times. Even she found it quite strange, guessing that it was probably because way back in her kindergarten days, a classmate forced her to wear a maid outfit just to play a game of house. But here is where things take a dark turn. Watch closely. In his past life, he was utterly betrayed and had his kidney stolen. I was left completely bedridden. It was Guai who abandoned everything to care for me, feeding, bathing, and massaging me daily, managing my IV and keeping me clean. During the very final moments of my life, she never left my side for a single second. Tragically, she could not save me, and due to endless infections, I drew my last breath in her loving arms. Before passing, I kept staring at the door, hoping to see my parents or my brother, or maybe my best friend and my girlfriend. I deeply yearned to see just one of them from afar, but absolutely nobody showed up. Recalling that deeply painful memory made my eyes fill up with tears, not because of those heartless monsters, since they meant nothing to me now, but from the crushing regret of ever betraying a woman as wonderful as Guai. Even if I was bound by the cruel fate of this story, I could not forgive myself. I held her tightly, weeping uncontrollably, panicking. Gua set the tray aside and wrapped her arms around me as hard as she could. What is wrong? Did I hurt you? No, it is not you, my wife, a few days ago. I had a horrible, terrifying nightmare that still haunts me. I am so afraid of losing you. Please, promise me you will never leave my side. I know what you are thinking. This moment is incredibly sweet. Her heart melts with pure tenderness as she gently rubs his back. I will never leave you. Juan, you trust me. Right, you are the love of my life. A treasure I will never let go. Even if I had to become a goddess and endure 81 strikes of divine lightning tribulation, I would still walk this life with you. You are my husband, and we are together forever. As long as you need me, I will stay by your side. I nodded through my tears. I know, I trust you. Sweetheart. Would you tell me the details of that nightmare now? Back in my hometown. They say if you speak a bad dream aloud, it will never come true. Laughing through my tears, I pinched her nose, calling it a superstition. But she only smiled back with deep affection. For your sake, I am willing to believe in myths. I leaned against her and recounted my entire past life as if it were a dream. As I spoke, Guai furrowed her brow and clenched her fists, visibly shaken by every single detail she heard. But waking up to see you here with me brought an immense sense of relief to my aching heart. That was when I realized I should never have begged people who never valued me or deserved my love. No view in this world compares to cherishing the person right in front of me. I will never betray you again or let those tragedies happen. Let us forget those scoundrels. From now on, you are the only one I need. As I finished speaking, my tears flowed once more. Guai finally understood the reason behind Juan's sudden shift in attitude, even if it sounded absurd over a simple dream. She chose to spoil him and swore to protect her beloved with her life. She would never let those bastards hurt him again. Pulling out a handkerchief, she wiped my tears and gently cradled my face. Nodding solemnly, she said, I believe you. We will never be separated again. From that day on, Aunt Ma's headaches seemed to grow constantly worse. Daily, she was incredibly active cooking, cleaning or making soup. She could jump onto the roof in one leap and break a bowl with a single strike without losing her breath. But whenever it was time to bring my usual soup, she would start swaying, turning pale and groaning on the couch, so I would go instead. The moment I stepped out, she would immediately turn on the television, pull out a bag of spicy snacks stolen from her daughter, and happily munch away. And that is where we leave things, with Guai proudly introducing her husband. Let's dive into this madness that day. Half of the male staff ended up with eyes swollen from crying. The couple clung to each other all day, dripping with envy-inducing sweetness. Meanwhile, the overworked employees were grinding like pack mules, living like tiny mice in the big city, forced to swallow all of their boss's sickeningly sweet romance. Honestly, not even the biggest zoo had as much variety as the Goo Corporation. After half a month of pure bliss, I suddenly woke up to a notification saying, "Congratulations, user. Your wife is carrying twins." I jumped up in total shock. Pregnant. For real. The system continued, "Dear user, because you successfully got your wife pregnant. This system has gained points and leveled up. Now pay attention here, the shop is open." I quickly wiped my tears to see what I could buy. I had 200 points. The system explained that conceiving gives points, but giving birth awards way more. Plus, until they turn 18, I will get bonuses on every birthday. There was so much to choose from. We are talking beauty enhancements, vocal charm, flawless skin, a powerful physique, and even elite combat skills, crazy speed, prodigy musician talents, master calligraphy, star chef status, and even the knowledge of a brilliant doctor. Ultimately, this baby maker system mainly focuses on the pregnancy itself, like choosing the gender, whether they are twins or not, that's personality traits, talents, and even which parent they will look like. There was safe pregnancy medicine, painless labor anesthesia, and even emergency anti-hemorrhaging remedies, quick recovery formulas, everything super useful. Even wild things like a 10 square meter inventory storage space. Expanding it by 5 meters cost more points, and fresh preservation required another fee. But what touched me most were the items for my wife, boosting her beauty, stamina or eliminating body odors, and even oil control face creams. Because if my lady were out of reach, the system would not force blind missions on me. Men have feelings too. Even though it is a procreation system, it never pressures or forces its user. It completely understands my feelings, guarding my physical and mental health, so we can joyfully complete these missions together. Looking at that endless list of options just gave me a headache. Beauty, I do not need that. I am already handsome, and my wife definitely does not need it. She would keep me locked in bed. What really matters to me are the protective pills, delivery anesthesia, and emergency medical kits. I know you would also envy main characters with magic storage. Honestly, I could not resist buying my own. So it was my turn. I gritted my teeth and spent 50 points on my first inventory space. I paid 20 more for preservation and grabbed 21 high-quality protective pills for her. I was about to purchase the labor anesthesia and anti-hemorrhaging medicine too, but the system stopped me. Dear user, those features are already built in. Please do not buy them just yet. I wondered what a special case would be. For example, if your wife goes into labor while I am away at a central system meeting, or if some emergency keeps me from her side, only then would you need to buy them. But the chances are basically zero, even if I must skip meetings and lose my bonus. I will protect her. Ah, my dear system, you are truly amazing. Please, watch your tongue before speaking as it said this. The system realized its own little slip-up. It shut up immediately with a soft whimper. I laughed so hard my stomach hurt, teasing it even more. After breakfast, I left to bring soup to a certain someone. dreaming of our future plans the whole way. Even so, I slipped a protective pill to my wife. She needs to safeguard our tiny baby. But as a man, I do not want to give up enjoying our passionate, intimate connection either. Lately, Gushi and I have been perfectly in sync, body and soul. We are the ultimate match. Finding such perfect mental and physical chemistry is a blessing. How could I go 10 whole months without touching her? Besides, I do not plan telling her about the baby just yet. Stick with me to see if everything is safe and sound when we head to the hospital checkup. When I reached the office and opened the president's door, a freezing voice shouted, "Do you not understand? Come along with me for this incredible story. Get out." Pouting cutely, as Guaiji glared with a dark look, without yelling or changing her expression. Guaiji realized that the figure was not moving a single inch. Just as she looked up to keep yelling, she spotted her sweet husband, standing there, looking completely heartbroken. He looked utterly helpless, with big eyes brimming with tears. Obviously, her booming voice had terrified the poor guy. She leaped up instantly. Cold sweat broke out as her commanding attitude from a moment ago completely evaporated. She rushed over and gently grabbed my shoulders. "Sweetheart, did your big sister scare you? I was just lecturing an employee and thought they came back. I am so sorry. Your wife is incredibly sorry. Let me make it up to you." Guaiji was panicking, her heart racing with fear that he would never come near her again. If that happened, she would honestly rather bash her head against a block of soft tofu. Leaning against her shoulder, I sighed, "Wow. Is my wife always this terrifying? I really feel bad for her employees." I was not actually mad, just playing a little joke. So I purposely pushed her away with a gentle nudge. Looking away, I placed the healthy soup on the table. I knew it. People like you never appreciate what they have. All my hard work was totally wasted. What a shame to come running only to get kicked out like this. Holding back my laughter, I walked toward the door at a literal snail pace, glancing back to provoke her into chasing me. Now pay attention here, because after barely 3 or 4 steps, a firm force suddenly yanked me right back. Guaiji was absolutely panicked. "This is all your wife's fault. I'm so sorry." I yelled without realizing it was you. "Sweetheart, I promise to look carefully before yelling next time. Do not be mad. Your wife will make everything up to you. If you are angry, you can hit or yell at me to vent. Your wife will not even try to defend herself." I glanced at her, realizing she would truly let me tease her without getting mad, completely willing to let me do anything. Beneath my supposedly angry expression, a sneaky little smirk began to form. The next second, I playfully smacked my boss's backside. At home, I was always acting like a mischievous little kitten. Whenever she walked by, wearing something revealing, I would take the opportunity to sneak a playful little tap, or hug her from behind to whisper cheesy, romantic lines that would make anyone blush red with embarrassment. In the past, the old Guaiji would never have even dared to dream of being touched like this by me. I used to refuse to touch her, but now, even if I slapped her, she would cherish it and not wash for 3 days. Though she plays the role of a shy, proper lady, deep down her heart is bursting with absolute joy. You and I both know she is super embarrassed, but secretly loves it. She pretends to be mad, but actually wants more, making me laugh. My smirk practically stretched across my face. Guaiji noticed this and began to narrow her eyes just a bit, realizing I was not actually mad and that she fell right into my trap. She wrapped her arms tightly around me, to punish me for teasing her. She nibbles gently on my neck, making me let out a soft groan, not from pain, but because I felt something hard pressing against me. Guaiji suddenly seemed to remember something very important, releasing me slowly. She pulls a small velvet jewelry box from her pocket and gently opens it up. Inside rests a stunning ring with a massive ruby the size of a pigeon egg. Her eyelashes flutter as she takes my hand. I can feel her palms sweating from the massive effort she is making to control her visible, nervous trembling, as if the ring was burning her. It almost slips from her fingers a couple of times because of her agitation. I know exactly why she's terrified. At our wedding 4 months ago, I snatched the ring and threw it away, shattering her heart. The normally powerful Guaiji is deeply terrified that I will reject her in such a cruel way once again, even though my attitude has completely changed. That lingering fear still makes her lose all of her usual cool composure. I gently stroke her arm to reassure her, and only when the glittering ring slides onto my finger does she breathe a sigh of relief. Her beloved has finally accepted her. She gently touches the glowing gemstone, a sweet, soft smile spreading across her face. It is beautiful. I spotted it at a luxury auction overseas and knew it would look perfect on you. Do you like it? Even though you are no longer a wealthy young heir. That does not mean we cannot enjoy the finer things. Right. She says this so casually, as if she had just bought a cheap trinket from some street vendor to give to her husband, rather than a priceless masterpiece. But I know this pigeon blood ruby is worth as much as a 100 square meter luxury downtown penthouse. We used to buy candies. What comes next? All right, you and I need to look at this massive gem. I could never afford something this crazy. It is incredible. Thank you so much. My love instantly. My greedy side kicks, and I ask the system if I can bring this back home. The system is totally amused by my greedy face. How can its host be so ridiculously and adorably obsessed with cash? And it actually answers, confirming that if I complete the mission, I can absolutely take it with me in the end. Gubai smiles softly. Her long eyelashes flutter against her usually cold cheeks as a sweet blush spreads across her face. Happily, I hold it up to the sunlight. The ruby glitters so brightly I have to squint, but I cannot look away. She cannot help but smile side me. Turns out he really does have a weakness for shiny things like this. He looks so cute, what do I do? While lost in her thoughts, Gubai suddenly remembers something. She walks over to the fridge, pulls out a cake box, and hands it over. Here is the Black Forest cherry brownie you love. Give it a taste, she says while gently stroking my hair. I open the box and place it on the tea table. Now pay close attention here. Right on top of that delicious chocolate cake is a bright, juicy and very sweet red cherry. I get a bit playful and tug on Gubai's arm. Feed me, wifey. She smiles with a very rare, mischievous look. Sure, but you have to pay a service fee, she whispers, gently wrapping her arms around my waist. I lean in slightly and kiss her chin. Is that enough? The very next second, she pushes me right onto the couch. Her beautiful face completely fills my vision. She leans in slowly, gently tracing my cheek and lips with her fingers. Not enough yet, she whispers, leaning down to kiss me. I bite my lip and pull back slightly, grabbing the cherry and holding it near her mouth as if I am about to feed her. Gubai feels her blood heating up and quickly leans in to bite the bright red cherry right from my lips. The more she tries to grab it, the more I dodge. We keep teasing each other like this until she does not know whether to laugh or cry. I tilt my head to look her in the eyes, my face full of absolute triumph. Teasing her is way too much fun. So Gubai forgets the cherry and decides to punish her naughty husband instead. She lunges at me, but I manage to dab some cream right on her nose. Instantly, I burst out laughing. I gently push her, roll over, and climb onto her lap. Sitting there, looking straight at her, I flash a playful smile, while cupping her face in my hands. I lean in close and kiss away the sweet cream from the corner of her lips. Then, almost instinctively, I trace my own lips with one finger in a slow, teasing way. That move, combined with my long fingers, creates an insane amount of tension. Gubai's breathing hitches instantly. Her eyes grow hazy and her lips tremble as she whispers, Huiyan, it is lunchtime and I am free until 3. I have a meeting later. So let me collect a deposit on that service fee. I giggle, pop the cherry in her mouth, and kiss her passionately. The temperature in the office starts rising very quickly. I know what you are thinking. Yes, that expensive 4-figure cake is completely forgotten as they both lose themselves in each other. Suddenly, Gubai's phone rings. She freezes. That highly specific ringtone forces them to stop their intimate moment. She reaches out for the phone, hearing that ring. I know right away that she absolutely has to pick up. Excitement quickly turns into pure tension. I give her a fast kiss on the cheek and gesture for her to answer. Gubai nods and answers. I try to get up to give her some space, but she pulls me right back, refusing to let me go. You drive me completely wild with desire, and now you think you can just run away. I have no choice but to stay close, holding her waist and resting my head on her chest. Gubai frowns and asks, Mom, is something wrong? Her mother replies with absolute coldness on the other end. When are you finally going to divorce that useless Jiang Huan? Gubai instantly feels my shoulders stiffen at those words, gently patting my back. She says firmly, Mom, I already told you I am never divorcing Huan. Stop bringing this up. You are brainwashed. That boy is just a curse. Not to mention his family status is over 100,000 meters below ours. Our family does not look down on the poor, nor do we care about money. If he treated you well, I would have never opposed your relationship. But he cannot even provide the absolute basics. Not to mention, his heart has always belonged to another woman. I order you to get a divorce immediately. The Gu family will never tolerate a person of his kind. Gubai listens in silence and clears her throat. On the other end, her mother waits for an answer that seems like it will never come. Right as she is about to speak, she hears her daughter say with absolute determination, "Mom." And that is where we leave it today. She firmly assures her that Huyan has changed and is now the best husband ever. All right, you and I are diving straight into the drama as she defends him. But her mother insists this isn't the real Zhang Huyan. If you don't believe me, just ask Aunt Wang. Huyan brings me soup every single day. The exact one you asked him to make. We are very happy now, and I am not getting a divorce. I am telling you for the last time. Mom, if you are bored, just say so. I will buy you an entire public square. Why? So you can go dance and relax a bit. Mom. The older woman is completely stunned. Realizing her own daughter is telling her to go dance because she has too much free time and needs to stop meddling. The mother is so furious she is practically seeing stars, putting her hands on her hips, ready to scream her head off. But her daughter simply hangs up on her. She suffocates with pure rage, with nowhere to vent. Suddenly, she spots the cushion beside her, finds it unbearable, lunges at it, and gives it 2 good punches. Get ready, because now we see Gu Beiji throw the phone aside to hug and gently soothe me. She says her mother is not unreasonable, and promises that she will handle everything herself. She promises she won't let anyone treat me badly, and if talking fails, she will never let her mother get near me to hurt me again. She leans in, whispering firmly in my ear that she will take care of absolutely everything. No one has the right to mistreat my Huan, not even my own mother. Her words touch me to my very core. I hold my wife, crying with deep regret against her chest. It is not her mother's fault. It is all mine for being so terrible in the past. It would be strange if she wasn't angry with me. Darling, I will apologize to show her my sincere intention to build a good life with you. If I do that, maybe she will stop hating me, right? I look at her with tearful eyes filled with sorrow and grief. Seeing me like this completely breaks Guai's heart. She cannot bear to see me sad. So she pulls out a tissue to dry my tears, promising to always stand by my side. But she promises that if talking fails, she will make sure we never cross paths. After all, I am her husband. If they cannot get along, it is because I failed to manage things. I nod my head while sobbing softly. Do not say that. You are the best person in the Gu whispers, gently stroking my hair. Your wife will always be on your side. I smile through my tears and snuggle into her chest. Suddenly remembering what happened to my mother-in-law in my past life. In reality, my mother-in-law was an incredibly good woman. At first, when I became her son-in-law, She gifted me cars, money, and even a house. The older woman knew her daughter secretly loved Jang Hyan, and also that she could not have children. But she did not know that I had already cured Guai. Guai feared that upon finding out, her mother would pressure her to consummate the marriage, only making Huan feel more resentful. That woman did not want to ruin my life, so she promised we would divorce once the storm of rumors passed. She would even let me keep the gifts and give me a massive fortune as compensation, despite my greedy family. As you can see, the Gu family showed truly infinite patience. Come along with me as we see how, in my past life, I was ungrateful and only hurt the Gu family maliciously. In the end, my mother-in-law could not take it anymore, strongly opposing her daughter, staying with me because of my terrible attitude. Guai ended up so tormented. She seemed to have lost her soul. My mother-in-law, once so elegant and noble, aged rapidly due to illness, and her hair turned completely white. Finally, when Gui committed suicide by jumping into the sea with me, the poor old woman completely lost her mind, stripped of her assets by relatives and abandoned uncared for in a nursing home. Her body became covered in bone-rotting sores. Infected wounds caused her flesh to rot in constant pain, giving her a truly tragic and devastating end. But pay close attention here, because fortunately I reincarnated, and now I have the chance to change this tragic fate in time. I swear that in this new life, I will not let my stupidity hurt innocent people ever again. Gu-I had to comfort for a long time to get me to stop crying, though I actually hate looking like a crybaby. I have always been a very strong person, but this time, I just wanted to snuggle in my wife's arms and be spoiled. She uses a small fork to feed me cake, while my lips gently brush against the utensil. That is like adding fuel to the fire in her heart, driving her crazy with desire for me. Once the sweet is gone, I become the new delicious dessert in Guai's eyes, and she stares, slowly drawing closer to devour me whole. Anyone would know what she wants, but trust me, you and I need to see how I stop her to protect our future baby. Let us find out why she looks so miserable today. She takes my hand, pulls up her shirt, and presses it to her stomach. Do you not like it? I nearly choked on my own spit. That is not it. Sit silly, we are out of time today. I have to go to the hospital soon. Hearing the word hospital, Guai instantly panics. Are you donating your kidney to that beast again? I know she is completely misunderstanding. I quickly wave my hands to explain. Please calm down. He will never commit such a stupid mistake ever again. I am only going there to put on a great show. Guai tightly grabs my wrist. I am coming with you. I flash a wicked smile. All right, let us go together. They are my prey. So just watch the fun from the sidelines. Do not interfere. When dealing with people like that, you have to strike before they can even react. If you cut down the weeds without digging out the roots, they will just grow back with the spring breeze. But if you tear them out by the roots, no matter how hard the spring breeze blows across the land, they will never return to life. Now pay attention, because this is where things get tense. I prepared a massive gift for my family and ex. They better kneel for it. We arrive at the hospital. First, I take Gu Gaisu for her checkup. The doctor confirms that the baby is extremely healthy. There is nothing to worry about. Though we cannot tell yet if it is a single baby or multiple pregnancies. We must wait a little longer for a precise result. Only then will I finally be able to breathe a sigh of relief. I pack up the medical reports and step out. Right next door is Mu Xiao in another room, getting her broken arm checked. We cross paths like two old enemies trapped in a dead end. Mu Xiao does not even recognize me at first. The old me never cared about looks. My family was loaded. But I completely changed myself just because Mu Xiao once commented that she hated guys who wore revealing clothes. I had turned into someone who stayed completely buttoned up all day long. But the current me, with glowing skin and a flawless look, stands out in the crowd, putting a massive gap between us. With long, elegant legs and an incredibly ethereal aura surrounding me. That dazzling gemstone ring catches everyone's eye. Instantly, Mu Xiao is left completely dumbfounded. She feels deeply inferior, wondering how she was ever lucky enough to know me. I know what you are thinking, and yes, remembering how submissive I was. She gets her confidence back and proudly approaches me. So you finally could not handle the distance and came looking for me. I turn sneer and begin to absolutely destroy her. Well, look at this dwarf. Why are you still running around unpunished? My friends burn incense daily hoping you would die instead of a good person. Why is it not working? I am officially done with superstitions. Mu Xiao does not even flinch. Instead, she turns her head with a look of absolute, smug contempt. She shakes her head in resignation and bites her cheek. Zhang Hiwan, grow up already. You are an adult. Stop playing these childish games. Playing hard to get a couple of times is more than enough. When that rich fool is not around, could you stop acting? I hurl my fake diamond-crusted car keys at her, slicing a bloody gash right across her forehead. You are insane. The fool is you. You miserable bastard. To hell with this. I dare you to insult my wife one more time. Are you talking out of your rear end? Because only garbage comes out. You are only good at opening your mouth, but nothing human ever comes out of it. The fact that I did not beat you to death last time was pure mercy. Does a mere dog really think it is a lion now? Was the insecticide they sprayed in the pumpkin patch today actually alcohol? Just how much did you drink? Do you honestly think you can compare to my wife? Mu Xiao touches her forehead, feeling the warm blood drip down. A grimace of pure rage twists her face instantly as she hisses. Zhang Huan, I have said enough. Do you not get it? Are you not putting on this whole act just to get my attention? I already gave you my promise. As long as you help me get what I want, I guarantee I will get you that divorce. I promise not to look down on you and stay faithful. How much longer will you throw this ridiculous tantrum? Can you not be reasonable just this once? Look at yourself. You are only doing this to get my attention. I take a step closer. giving her an extremely gentle smile. Mu Xiaoxiao thought I had accepted. Her expression instantly softens, but as she steps forward, she takes another hit. These car keys do not just have fake diamonds. They are studded with sharp metal spikes. There is no way I am letting this fake little victim get away. I go to strike again, but she grabs my wrist. And that is where we leave it. She actually accuses Guai of corrupting me while demanding I sign that stupid organ donation. Absolute madness, right? Let's see how this snake drags me straight to Mingshu's room. I pretended to resist while letting her drag me along, even though I could have easily escaped in a heartbeat. But if I don't face that bastard, how will this beautiful drama unfold? That is how we reached his room. There he was, lying in bed, wearing a simple hospital gown, looking pale and weak, believing only Mu Xiaoqiao was coming. He was already prepping his pathetic little show. He never expected to see me right behind her, completely freezing up at the sight of my incredibly handsome face. He was terrified and furious, wondering how on earth I looked so impossibly charismatic after just a few days. I completely overshadowed him, while Mu Xiaoqiao grabbed my wrist, refusing to let me go, staring at me transfixed. I brushed her hand away and casually adjusted my hair, showing off the pricey ring from my beloved wife, a massive ruby, literally as big as a pigeon's egg. The sparkling ring made Lu Mingshu shake with pure jealousy, wondering how this lucky bastard did it. How did he just wander in and secure a spot in a wealthy high society heiress's bed? That trash should have been crushed by that horrible woman, tortured to death to satisfy my deep burning grudge. Lu Mingshu bit his lip and burst into tears, looking as offended as if the entire universe owed him a favor. Now pay attention, because his ridiculous victim routine is about to start. The master manipulator prepares to speak, and seeing his fake tears, she rushes straight to his bedside. Mu Xiaoqiao hugged him in worry, asking if he was hurt or needed a doctor, but he simply shook his head, with fake agony. He touched Mu Xiao's cheek, asking what happened to her face and if it hurt. Go get that treated. You are the most important person to me and the sole family heiress. Nothing can happen to you. Seeing his first reaction was pure, selfless concern rather than complaining about himself. Mu Xiaoqiao's cold heart melted completely right then and there. That fake tenderness fueled her rage as she remembered how hostile I was to her earlier, throwing me a freezing look of pure contempt. Lu Mingshu immediately guessed that I was the one responsible for her injury. He was secretly celebrating, but fake played innocent, asking if I hit her, begging her not to blame me. He surely did it out of jealousy seeing us together. I know I shouldn't be near you, but I'm sick and dying. I am so scared and just want someone by my side, he said, turning slowly toward me. I know what you are thinking, but don't buy into those crocodile tears. You live in absolute luxury with a grand family, wearing gold and eating the very best. Poor folks like us shouldn't bother you. I was selfish, wanting my only two friends close in my final days. That is why I sought you out. Knowing donating a kidney is no small matter. It is normal to refuse. His guilt-tripping words making her eyes immediately well up with tears. She clenched her fists in anger, glaring at me furiously, as if I had committed some unforgivable sin, while I just clicked my tongue. Mingshu, why speak such nonsense? You drugged me, handed me to that woman, and called the press to ruin me. You aren't mentioning any of that to her, are you? I have all the evidence ready, and I only delayed suing you to give you some time. Better start planning your own funeral so you don't starve in the afterlife. Yet you still expect my kidney. You have some nerve asking me that. Maybe I should donate some brain to fill your empty skull. It is far too large to be empty, leaving Lu Mingshu completely speechless, clenching his fists in guilt. This, after all, not the first time he pulled this. Mingshu is just my family nanny's son, and we grew up together since we were children. As a kid, he was sweet, easily winning over the hearts of everyone in my household. He attended the exact same elite schools as me, but barely scored 200 points on his finals. There was no choice but to send him abroad just to polish his resume up a bit, and I treated him like a brother. Let's watch as his whole facade completely crumbles. All right, let's jump into this pure madness together. I gave him everything he ever wanted, never realizing Lu Mingshu would steal my fiancé. He even secretly posted articles online defaming me, claiming I was some serial womanizer who harassed every girl in sight. He painted me as a heartless monster who used money to humiliate him like a dog, swearing to everyone that I never respected him because of his lies. The entire high school ended up absolutely hating me. I endured endless bullying and mockery, while Lu Mingshu became the perfect golden boy in everyone's eyes, stealing all the credit. Back then, I was trapped in his web, too stupid to tell a real friend from absolute trash. But now that I am awake, he will never trick me again. In my past life, on this exact day, I donated my kidney to him. I had no idea he was never even sick. The bastard actually sold my kidney to buy a luxury watch, while my own stupidity led me to a completely miserable death. Now pay close attention here. Once I woke up, it hit me. Lu Mingshu didn't just envy me and want to surpass me. He literally wanted me dead. But suddenly, the snake started crying, pretending he never meant to cause me any harm. I only wanted to set you up with Xiao Qiao because you doubted us. My only intention was always to help you. Through his fake tears, he sobbed that he never imagined he would throw me straight to that monster. He dragged himself barefoot out of bed, stumbling desperately toward the door to grab my hand, begging me to help him one last time. He promised he would find a way to get me a divorce, asking if she was treating me horribly. He said the wealthy do not care about anyone, and that I should stop pretending. My marriage was some fairy tale. I know you are thinking the exact same thing as me. What absolute nerve. I laughed in pure rage and rolled my eyes, flashing the massive ruby ring on my finger. I brushed back my hair, completely dazzling that pathetic, hypocritical loser. Help me divorce Gubai. You just want me to set her free so you can steal her for yourself, right? seeing his true motives completely exposed. The master manipulator froze and started babbling the most ridiculous excuses to defend himself. What nonsense are you spitting? Do you think I am blind? 2 months ago, you begged my wife to invite us to dinner. To top it off, you wore a ridiculously low-cut shirt just to meet the wealthy wife of your so-called best friend. And when I went to the restroom at the restaurant, you threw yourself at her in the most shameless way. You actually had the nerve to press your face against hers. If my wife hadn't pulled back, you would have kissed her. Luckily, she secured the restaurant's security footage. Do you really want me to play it for everyone right now? Those brutal words were aimed straight at the person. Standing right there, the cuckold, whose horns were already hitting the ceiling. Right on cue. Xiao Qiao's face filled with intense doubt as Lu Mingshu's perfect masks finally started to crumble. Inside, he was burning with absolute fury. He swore that today, no matter the cost, he would ruin Zhang Haiyan completely. Once this real heir fell from grace, he wanted to see if the Jiang family would let him keep the company after ruining his reputation. Would Gubai still treat him like her precious treasures? To Lu Mingshu, only a woman as powerful and perfect as her was worthy of standing by his side. Everyone else was just a tool to get cash and entertainment. Suddenly, Lu Mingshu coughed violently, pretending his fragile body was collapsing. He grabbed my arm to fake a dramatic fall, looking incredibly pathetic and desperately begging for sympathy. He acted so fragile, like he was on the verge of death, successfully making Xiao Qiao pity him once again. She actually believed Lu Mingshu would never do such a thing, thinking I was just trying to drive a wedge between them. She quickly pulled a folder from the drawer, demanding to know why I kept digging up the past when everything was over. He already apologized. What more do you want? Look at him. He is very sick, and you shouldn't upset him like this. Get over here right now and sign this organ donation agreement for the 3rd time. I casually brushed my hair with the hand wearing that massive ruby ring, letting its elegant, brilliant sparkle flash directly into their eyes. I shoved Lu Mingshu away in sheer disgust, yelling at him to drop the pathetic act once and for all. You aren't sick. You just got food poisoning from bad crabs. How dare you lie and pretend you have kidney failure? Once exposed, Lu Mingshu collapsed onto the floor, weeping hysterically to make everyone feel sorry for him. I was totally done with his ridiculous show and prepared to expose his disgusting lie right in front of everyone. His eyes widened in pure panic as he shrieked, lunging forward to grab my legs while screaming desperately out into the hallway. He screamed I lied, but you and I know he is done. He yells that his illness is clear in the report, asking how I dare call him a liar after 20 years of friendship. He begs, claiming only my kidney can save him, asking if I really want to watch him die right here. Stick with me, because this fake friend lies, claiming I want 500 million instead of our agreed 150. He cries that his family is broke, claiming his sobbing mother works 3 jobs just to survive. if it were possible. He would rather die right now, so his mother stops suffering, and so I stop looking down on him. My family makes billions a month, so why must I treat him so cruelly? His loud, dramatic wailing instantly caught the attention of everyone in the hallway. Look at this scumbag smiling secretly in the corner, planning to use hospital peer pressure to force me into signing the agreement. These patients suffer from cancer, kidney failure, or leukemia, making them think very differently from healthy people. They all desperately long for someone to reach out and save their dying loved ones. Hearing that I was willing to donate a kidney, the crowd looked at me with deep admiration. Here is where it gets crazy hearing I raised the price. They explode with rage over their own tragedies. Right on cue. Someone shouts, "I promise to do it," but now suddenly demand more. You are basically sentencing them to death. Look at him. If you were going to back out, you should have never promised. Giving hope and shattering it is evil. You look like an angel, but you are heartless. Why do you not just die? A hysterical, middle-aged woman runs up, points right in my face, and screams, asking if I am even human. Your family makes way too much money. Why care about 500 million more? If you would not save him, you should not have promised. Breaking your word is vile. How can you be so cruel? She collapses to the floor, weeping bitterly, as a very pale young man in a hospital gown slowly approaches. He rushes to hug his mother, and both break down, crying uncontrollably in the middle of the hallway. The boy was clearly in critical condition. Their time was running out, which is why the mother broke down. I might seem like a cold person, but I definitely do not have a heart of stone. I know what you are thinking, but these vulnerable people are easily pushed to believe their world is ending. I will not judge them. The real mastermind orchestrating this entire sick drama is Lu Shu. So I grab Lu Shu by his collar, lift him up, and slap him hard across the face. He is completely shocked. Boom, I slap him again, slamming him against the door, and tell him to stop acting. Do you dare come with me to the main hospital for a real checkup to prove your kidneys actually failed? Lu Shu panics instantly, demanding why on earth he would ever need to go with me. He claims he has his report, but I can see their faces turning pale with sheer panic. My trap is set. I call him out, stating he is terrified because his kidneys are completely healthy. You do not want my kidney. What you actually want is to end my life. Right. If I die, you take my fortune and my wife. Maybe you are not Lu Shu, but an imposter. Shut up, just stop. Do not say another single word. Realizing his secret is about to be exposed, Lu Shu snaps, showing a sudden, terrifying burst of strength. The sick act is completely gone. He yells at Xiao Xiao to grab me and not let me escape. With cold determination, Mu Xiao Qiao grabs my hand, drags me into the room, and locks the door. Lu Shu frantically searches for an ink pad while throwing a knowing look at Mu Xiao Xiao. Together, they desperately grab my finger, covering it in ink to force my print onto the donation contract. They are both shaking from the sheer tension. finally breathing a sigh of relief after getting what they wanted. But they failed to realize that I did not fight back or resist them even once. I let them force me to sign, hiding my mocking smile as I watched these two utter fools. Lu Ming-shu clutches the paper, laughing like an absolute maniac. He yells that he does not care what I know, because what is rightfully his is finally in his hands. Trust me, these fools have no idea what is coming. All right, get ready, because today you and I are going to watch this snake sneer at me, swearing to repay every single humiliation 100 times over, targeting both me and Gubai. Why was she born with everything? Why is she so gorgeous and brilliant? That woman absolutely loathed me with every single fiber of her being. She wanted to drag me down into the mud. I just clicked my tongue and shook my head, thinking she was being way too modest. I should have had more confidence and just spat those words right out. Those two are just a pair of smirking fools. I looked them dead in the eye and told them that forced organ donation is highly illegal. Do they seriously think that piece of paper will actually save them? Mukia Chao thought I was struggling in vain, showing no panic at all. Valid or not, your word means absolutely nothing here anymore. This entire hospital is packed with my people. I guarantee you, before Gubaiji can even come to rescue you, the surgery will be over. Lu Ming-shu stepped closer, snatching Jiang Huyan's phone and purse, staring at them with absolute greed. Then he locked his cold, gray eyes back onto her. He wanted that massive diamond ring on her hand too, lunging to tear it off. I just smirked and dodged out of the way. That 500 yuan fake diamond was enough to slash that bastard's face wide open, from his right jawline all the way to his temple. A horrific wound with torn, open flesh, blood sprayed everywhere, leaving his face completely disfigured. Lu Ming-shu clutched his face, screaming in pure agony, while Mukia Chao rushed over to hold him. Lu Ming-shu pointed at me in a mad frenzy. Sister Chao Chao, kill her for me. Kill her now. My face hurts so much it hurts. Mukia Chao nodded furiously, lunging to slap me. I dodged like lightning, landing a brutal flying kick right to her chest. Now pay attention. Here's the sickening crack of her shattering bones echoed through the room with another pathetic scream. At that moment, Lu Ming-shu staggered over and slammed his hand down on the room's emergency call button. Moments later, several young nurses burst through the door. Lu Ming-shu gave them a sharp, silent look of command. They instantly surrounded me to drag me to the operating room by force. Lu Ming-shu knew Gubaiji would investigate everything. He had already planned out exactly how to handle the situation. His sick plan was to take intimate photos of me during surgery to blackmail Gubai. If anything happened to Lu Ming-shu, he would leak them to the world. The prestigious Gu family valued their pristine reputation above absolutely everything else. He did not believe Gubaiji would risk family honor for Jiang Huyan. Even if she wanted revenge, her company and relatives would force her to back down. She would be forced to suffer in silence. Once Jiang Huyan was dead, he would shift all the blame onto Mukia Chao. claiming she orchestrated everything to steal the family assets, wanting to eliminate Zhang Huiyan, and that she had even blackmailed him, using his own mother's life to force his hand, playing the victim to win her sympathy, drawing close to her while carrying the only living organ left from Jiang Huiyan inside him. For the memory of her late husband, she would accept him. Lu Mingshu was completely lost in his own delusional fantasy. But as for me, I was completely done with this nonsense. I simply snapped my fingers. Instantly, 4 massive, black-suited bodyguards burst inside, knocking out the corrupt nurses in the blink of an eye. I know what you're thinking. Is she going to snatch that paper? He stumbled back in pure terror, thinking I only came for the contract. So he clutched it with all his might. I just raised my hands in front of him and slowly rubbed my wrist, peeling off a layer of artificial skin that was stuck to my hand, throwing it straight into Lu Mingshu's face. The fingerprint I just stamped is not even mine. That agreement is completely void. In fact, any document signed under duress holds absolutely zero legal weight. But those 2 clueless idiots didn't know the law, believing my forced print would hand them absolute power. Besides, even if it were real, I could have easily taken it back by force and ripped it to shreds. I just wanted to torture them mentally. To truly destroy someone, you have to break their soul first. Predictably, Lu Mingshu screamed in utter despair, completely ignoring the bloody slash on his face ripping open even further. He lunged forward to grab my hand, desperately trying to force me to stamp my fingerprint again. But my bodyguard slapped him so hard he literally went flying, spitting blood before crashing violently onto the floor, landing right on top of Mukia Chao. I was stunned. It turns out action movies were not lying to us after all. You really can make someone spin through the air with one strike. What a satisfying sight. Round of applause for these guys. These are the bodyguards Gubai assigned to me. And trust me, you and I are just getting started with this sweet revenge. Stick with me here. Another bodyguard brings in a black bag, saying, "Young master, here is your order." I smiled and thanked him, pulling on some gloves. I grabbed a bright red pig kidney and threw it right at Lu Minggu's face. "Did you want a kidney? A human one is no fun. Keep this pig kidney to satisfy your craving." Splat, splat. The kidney smacked their faces. No matter how much they dodged, they could not escape my raining organs. I grabbed that animal by his hair and shoved the raw kidney straight into his mouth, forcing him to eat it. Lu Mingshu gagged horribly. Then I grabbed Mukia Xiao's hair and slapped her dog face repeatedly with the kidney. Clap, clap. The sound was just like a dramatic slap straight out of a movie. It sounded wonderful. The crowd outside felt immense relief seeing this. Who would have expected such a satisfying plot twist? This bastard faking sickness when he is totally fine. Hogging medical resources that actual patients desperately need. It is an absolute crime. And those nurses, what kind of professionals are they? They are just a bunch of thugs. This is a private hospital, not their personal clinic. Yet they teamed up to force a kidney donation. If it was not for this young man's skills, they would have operated by force. And they dare call it Fulakong Hospital. Now pay attention here. I took off my gloves, fixed my hair, and ordered the guard to clean everything up. Take them to feed the hounds in the yard. We must not waste food. The guard obeyed, kicking those two pests away before cleaning up the kidneys. I grabbed my bag and checked the time on my phone. Over 10 minutes had passed. The next main player should show up now. Just as my screen went dark, my father stormed in like a wild beast, pointed at my face and yelled, "You are an animal. You finally show your face. Your brother is in trouble. You do not help him, and you insult your own parents. I do not want such a pathetic son. Why do you not just die already? Jiang Dong Liang could not reach me at all lately. He used dozens of different numbers to call me, but I blocked them all. He could not even get past the gates of the Gu mansion. So he went to Geyser Company. They told him she was away on business. Since I finally contacted him myself, he rushed here to force me to save his eldest son. We can literally see the fat trembling on his father's greasy face. I let out a cold smile. The hatred built up in my heart for so long finally overflowed, and I could not hold it back. And let us admit it, you two are terrible parents. How did you raise such evil kids? The eldest is a killer awaiting execution. The second beats his father, insults his mother, and ruins the family registry, proving totally disloyal. Is it not said that mothers spoil their children? The blame lies with whoever raised them. I smiled, flashing my white teeth, making the old man swing his arms in pure rage, trying to lunge at me. But my bodyguards instantly stopped him dead. In reality, Jiang Dong Liang was just a chubby middle-aged man, his body completely ruined by alcohol and excess. A single guard was enough to control him, yet all four lunged to pin him down at once. In fact, they wanted to smear him with the blood and filth of the pig kidney. What a foul stench. The disgust made Jiang Dong Liang roll his eyes. You ungrateful son. Release your brother right now. Do you hear me? Hearing this was just ridiculous. The court had already sentenced that so-called brother to death. His appeals were rejected over and over. But this old man keeps dreaming of the impossible. Just then, Lu Mingshu crawled weeping toward Jiang Dong. Uncle Jiang, please save me. Jiang Huan has gone completely mad. That rich woman completely blinded him. He wants to end my life, uncle. Seeing Lu Mingshu looking so pathetic, Jiang Dong's face instantly twisted. Horrified, he rushed to help him up. Lu Mingshu, what happened to you? Did Jiang Huan do this? He nodded eagerly as if finding his savior. It was him. He ruined my face. Uncle, save me. Do not worry. I will personally get justice for you. I will force him to kneel and beg for your forgiveness. Fixing my hair, I calmly replied. You are far too kind. Why keep calling each other uncle and nephew when you clearly have a father and son bond? Would it not be better to admit it openly? Why go on with this show? As I finished speaking, a dead silence filled the room. The crowd outside erupted instantly. What a wild drama you and I just witnessed, right? All right, you and I are diving into a story where even hospital IV drips can't stop the gossip. It's like feeding on others' pain cures their own misery. What nonsense are you saying? The guilty Jiang Dong Liang still tried to hide his massive secret. Jiang Dong Lang. Are you talking about Lu Mingshu, your son with the maid? Years ago, you and Ken Yi were childhood sweethearts. You two were supposed to take the college entrance exams together and pass side by side. Who would have thought you would trick her into giving up everything just to pay for your education? Then for your own greedy future. You abandoned her to marry my mother, a wealthy heiress. Ken Yi followed you to the city, but you just sweet-talked her again with your endless lies. You even brought her into our home posing as a maid, when she was actually your mistress. Lu Mingshu and I were born just 1 week apart, meaning before they got pregnant. You were running from bed to bed every night, playing both of these women. You sure were busy spreading your seed around. Your stamina is honestly hard to believe. Don't give these pig kidneys to the dogs. You should eat them yourself to get your strength back. Jiang Dongliang's face turned purple with pure rage and panic. Shut up. Don't say another word. He roared desperately. He was about to charge at me, but they held him. Watch closely as I kept tearing him apart. So, seeing his older brother ruined, and the inheritance almost in my hands, how could Lu Mingshu just sit there? That's why he staged this whole drama to steal my kidney. He knew I was weak and wouldn't survive long. And because of the guilt you always felt toward them, you knew exactly what would happen next. You would end up leaving the entire fortune to him. That's why he attacked me mercilessly. But too bad for you, Lu Mingshu. There's something you don't know. The Jiang family has been an empty shell without a single penny for ages. Jiang Dongliang begs me every single day, on his knees, begging my mother for spare change to save his bankrupt company. Just days ago, I found out the bankruptcy announcement is ready to go public. Lu Mingshu looked at his father, terrified. Is that true, Dad? Is it really true? Jiang Dongliang stammered, unable to speak, as cold sweat broke out all over his face. Lu Mingshu wanted to speak, but get this, because some burst into the room, like a lightning bolt, in a flash. She was right in front of Jiang Dongliang, grabbed a piece of wood, and bashed him on the forehead. You miserable bastard. You trash. So that's why you spoiled that useless, illegitimate son of yours so much. No wonder you bought everything for that woman and her kid. You're all just a bunch of dirty adulterers. I'll kill you. I'm going to destroy every single one of you. That was my mother, storming in like a madwoman. Obviously, I called her. Perfect timing. She heard absolutely every word while waiting outside. The moment she entered, she attacked. Jiang Dongliang had no time to react and took the hit straight on. Then, he slipped on the pig's blood and crashed hard onto the floor. My mother sat right on his fat stomach and beat him ruthlessly. He howled in pain, head bleeding, while I just watched coldly, not lifting a finger. On the contrary, I felt incredibly satisfied. Suddenly, memories of my childhood came flooding back. My parents used to treat me exactly like that. When I was 7, I worked so hard to get perfect grades. I showed them to him, hoping for praise or a smile. But my father's face twisted with pure rage. He grabbed me by the hair, pulled me back, and slapped me repeatedly just for outperforming my 9-year-old brother. He thought it meant I wanted to fight for the inheritance, believing I had dark ambitions since childhood. The more I begged, the harder he beat me, making me bleed from my ears, nose, and mouth. That little boy cried while my mother calmly ate expensive fruit. She glanced at me and said, "Why work so hard for good grades in elementary school? You are useless anyway. You had better learn how to look good physically. That way, when you grow up handsome, you can help your father close some business deals." My brother was sitting nearby, completely indifferent to my pain, focused only on his handheld gaming console. He only looked up to mock me, staring at me with the contempt you would show a dog, silently mouthing the word idiot. To the outside world, they pretended to be a happy, loving family, but at home, my life was worse than a dog's. And trust me, you and I are about to see how they suddenly started buying me everything. Get ready, because you and I are about to see how they used expensive designer clothes just to ruin our lead's life. A pretty boy meant to live only for empty, mindless pleasure. That way I would lose my birthright to the inheritance, letting them marry me off to a rich family for their own greedy benefits. Because of that toxic upbringing, I grew up completely starved of affection, desperate for family bonds. I stupidly opened my heart all the way to Lu Ming-shu. I gave him everything just because. When my father tried to strike me, Lu Ming-shu stepped in to take the blow instead. I also handed my heart to Mu Chao Chao simply because. When my mother trampled my dignity, she defended me that one time. Back then, I was nothing but a broken rag doll, drowning in fear and deep despair day after day. My soul was gone, leaving an empty shell begging for scraps of love. But now I am finally awake. I will not be that easily manipulated Jiang Hoyan anymore. I am protecting my own from now on. The memory stopped. Right at that moment, Gubai came running to the scene. "Too bad you missed the best part of the show." I teased, nudging him. "The doctor said the baby died. And now you finally show up. You are so late you missed all the drama." Gubai did not know whether to laugh or cry. "What baby died?" Jiang Hoyan went completely silent, realizing that she still knew nothing about the 2 lives in her womb. I have to remember to be careful. There were things I used to say with complete freedom, but now I cannot say a word. I need a quick distraction. Do you finally believe I want to treat you well? I will never let my past stupidity take over and make me commit another terrible mistake. Gubai gently patted my head. "I have believed in you for a long time. Ever since that first time you brought me soup." Gubai removed all surveillance, without a single doubt left. "Now pay close attention to this, because right as they shared that intimate moment, the police burst in to arrest every suspect. Zhang Donglong had been beaten into a deep coma, with wild, unfocused eyes. He lay twitching violently on the cold floor. The paramedics rushed him away to give him urgent emergency treatment. As for Mu Chao Chao, Madame Zhang, and Lu Mingshu, the officers slapped handcuffs on them immediately. They screamed like maniacs, demanding to know why they were arrested. The lead officer just smirked and patiently explained every detail. Someone reported Zhang Dongliang for taking bribes along with 10 other charges, including murder and unfair competition. The Mu family business is also being accused of illegal smuggling and possession of banned substances, and Miss Mu Chao Chao is deeply implicated as well. Also, Lu Mingshu and Mu Chao Chao conspired to forge medical records for forced organ donations. And finally, Madame Zhang is charged with illegal gambling, theft, and several other serious crimes. All of you, come to the station now, the officer ordered, rubbing his hands with pure excitement. This case is an absolute goldmine. If we pull this off, our year-end bonus is going to skyrocket. At this rate, my dream of buying a house and getting married is practically within arm's reach. They all started screaming in desperation, begging to be saved from this nightmare. Honestly, they looked incredibly pathetic, pleading like that. Gu Bai tilted his head, asking if he should step in. I did not give an immediate answer. Instead, I walked straight to the officer and quietly said a single phrase. Please wait a moment. Seeing me speak, a tiny spark of hope lit up in their eyes. They actually believed that in the end, I would never leave them behind. Think again.